Everybody, and welcome to 120, your chief contrarian officer at your full disposal. You better watch out, you better not cry. COP27 is coming to town. 26 of them have passed by, and we've already trespassed the 1.5 Celsius increase in climate temperatures and global temperatures, and we are heading fast forward to a climate disaster. The key question here is not about how many of them we have left behind, but what has been the substance of these COPs. And I want to read for you what is associated to Robert McNamara as McNamara Fallacy. Robert McNamara, as many of you know, was the Secretary of Defense during the disastrous Vietnam War, among many other wars in the past 50 years. And it goes like this. The first step is to measure whatever can be easily measured. This is okay as far as it goes. The second step is to disregard that which can't be easily measured, to give it an arbitrary quantitative value. This is artificial and misleading. The third step is to presume that what can't be measured easily really isn't important. This is blindness. The fourth step is to say that what can't be easily measured really doesn't exist. This is suicide. And the reality is that when you come to think about it, heads of the state have been jumping from their tables at COPs, but none of these COPs have talked or delved into and put it on our agenda as to what is the scope 1, 2, and 3 emissions of wars. Aggressions, occupations, interventions, and invasions. And if we add up, scope 1, 2, and 3 emissions of these wars for the past 50 years, including the latest crisis, what is the weight of that? And if we are not measuring it, maybe that is the elephant in the room. I've written extensively about this, but young men and women who are sent to harm's way by the stroke of a pen of their policymakers are the very ones who are sacrificing today, and they themselves or their children have to be sent in order to fight wildfires, floods, tornadoes, and this is the biggest, I would say, oxymoron in fighting climate change. Now, anybody who tells you that, we don't have the means of it is in denial, because the computation power, the Freedom of Information Act, the budget offices, we can simulate. And what better way than to arrive to this elusive so-called net zero by talking about the elephant in the room and then sending a carbon compass of scope 1, 2, and 3 to the aggressor, and ideally saying this is your bill and whatever you want to call it. Otherwise, as the fourth step is to say that what can't be easily measured really doesn't exist. It can be measured with the technologies at our disposal. It requires willpower. Otherwise, as the fourth McNamara Fallacy element says, this is suicide. Welcome to COP27, another show. Let's see who's going to jump up in the air, this time from the table again. Woohoo! And do subscribe, and see you soon.